All right. Good evening, folks. Taking cover in the storage shed right now, but tonight we're going to talk real quick about the Kynda Class Cruiser. It is the first generation of built from the keel up guided missile cruiser for the Soviet Navy. They were four of those built. There's originally 16 planned. Four ended up being built from 1960 through 1965. One of these ships figures very prominently in my upcoming book, A Letter of Marque. So check that out when it comes out 2026. Anyhow, these took over from the Sverdlov class light cruisers. They were an all-gun cruiser. After they took over from those, they built these four. Each fleet in the Soviet Navy, the Baltic Fleet, the Mediterranean, the Black Sea, and the Pacific Fleet each had one. Anyhow, it was succeeded later on by the Kynda Class Cruiser. These cruisers, the Kyndas, clocked in at 4,500 tons unloaded, 5,500 tons loaded. So not very big for a cruiser, but they were fast. They could go 34 knots. They could sprint out at high speed. The idea was to hunt down carrier groups with their missiles. Now, they had a total of 8 missile tubes, 2 quad launchers, one fore, one aft, very distinctive, large missile launchers. They also carried reloads. So there was a total of 16 missiles, 8 loaded, 8 reloads, 4 forward and 4 aft. These were the SSN-3 Shattuck. They were not quite supersonic, but they were very, very dangerous for the time, and they carried a heck of a warhead. For air defense, they carried the SAN-1 Goa SAM system. This is on the foredeck, and just in front of that was the RBU-6000 ASW mortar launchers, rocket launchers, which were fairly ubiquitous. They also had a pair of triple torpedo tubes amidships. These were for any sub work. Originally, they were also built with a pair of 45 millimeter anti-aircraft guns amidships also. These were later replaced in the 80s, actually, with the AK-630 Sea Whiz, which is also ubiquitous among Soviet warships. There's 2 on each side. There's 4 of these built. Most of them were being decommissioned and broken up in the 90s. There was one that remained until about 2002. But other than that, the rest were being gotten rid of, along with most of the former Soviet Navy in the 90s. Anyhow, check out my book, A Letter of Marque, when that comes out next year. And until then, this has been the Kynda Class Missile Cruiser.